Well, hey everybody, welcome to Senior Living Live. So happy that you're with us today. My name is Chris and I'm going to be hosting with you today, and I'm joined with Tenishia. How are you doing today, Tenishia?
I'm doing well.
Thank you so much for joining us. So Tenishia is the resident care director here at the beautiful Lakeside at Amelia Island Senior Living Community. This community's got independent living, assisted living, memory care, cottages, houses, all of the above. But Tenishia, you focus mostly on assisted living and memory care.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. So the only role I play in the other areas is when they're ready to transition into an assisted living or possibly a memory care environment, I go over and do an assessment that lets us know which environment would be safest for them.
Okay. To kind of see how, like, what that care program might look
Yes.
like for that resident. Okay, that makes sense. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into this role in nursing?
So I've been in nursing for over 20 years. I started out as a CNA and worked my way up to being a nurse, and I've always worked in like a memory care setting, and I came across Teepa Snow's gym levels, and when I researched and looked into it, I wanted to be at a place that offered that program, and the Arbor Company came up. So when I started looking into the Arbor Company, it was a new building on Amelia Island, and it just so happens my sister lives in Jacksonville, so it kind of just fell together.
Everything kind of came together.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, so the Teepa Snow, the gym program that we have is a method of kind of explaining the dementia process and the aging process to people, both to the families and the staff.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that program and what stood out for you.
So what stood out for me is that it's individualized for the resident, and it also helps the caregiver provide the care and meet the resident where they are, instead of grouping a bunch of people together and treating them all the same. So with the gym levels, whatever gym level a person is presenting at the time, the caregiver is able to adjust themselves based on what the resident is presenting. So, for example, if a person is presenting as a ruby, then I know that if they're usually an emerald, I need to adjust to a ruby so that I can interact with them and have a good outcome with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess it's worth noting to the folks watching that the gem levels, it sort of assigns these categories based on these precious gems.
Yes.
And it starts with sapphire.
It's a sapphire, and a sapphire is kind of like you or me. We don't know if we're going to have dementia, but you have those moments, those little spotty moments.
Yeah, people might call them senior moments or something
but
like that.
You're able to sequence yourself through trial and error to make a decision and have a good outcome. Whereas a person who is more progressed in the gem levels, maybe somebody who's an emerald, they're going to question everything: who, what, where, when, why, who's my doctor, who told you that, how do you know my daughter? So things like that. And it's just a way for you to be able to adjust, even as a family member. And it's a way for us to explain dementia, and it doesn't come off like so clinical when we talk about the gem levels.
That's always struck me, is that the dementia process can be explained in some cases as very clinical, like you said, in the stage 1, stage 2, whatever. Or sometimes people will try to compare it to children. Yes. And like, this is a toddler, this is an adolescent, or whatever. But I think what we have to remember, and what this program teaches us, is that they're still adults, right? And they have those experiences, and we don't want to baby people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just a way for us to meet them where they are and bring them to a comfortable place. So that's what I really love about the program, is that it is so individualized, and it doesn't group a bunch of people together with one diagnosis.
Yeah, oh, that's fantastic. So tell me a little bit else about your role here. What does a day look like for you at the Lakeside?
So I just oversee all things clinical. So from medication management to care plans and what tasks the staff need to complete in order to get the resident through their activities of daily living. So we participate in helping them get to and from meals, all engagement, getting them set up for their appointments, making sure they have transportation. So kind of,
it's a lot. I mean, it's called the activities of daily living, but that's life. I mean, that's really everything in someone's life. So, what's the highlight of your day typically?
Probably the highlight of my day would be when I'm able to actually sit down and have a conversation with one of the residents. Because I'm always moving around and running through the building. I'm always in meetings. So the moment when I'm able to actually interact with the residents probably is the highlight of my day.
Kind of keeps you going.
Yeah, so I try to pop into like a lunch or dinner so that I can have that personal time with the residents.
I would imagine that kind of helps to recharge you and remind you of why you do what you do.
It does, because if I'm having a hard day, a lot of times something they'll say will like just change the day around, and it just, especially in memory care when I go there. Yeah.
So if people watching, maybe they're considering coming to work in a senior living community, maybe they have a background in nursing, maybe they don't, what advice would you give to someone?
It's not meant for everybody, but if you are a compassionate, caring person and you don't mind taking care of people that you don't even know, I think that's what would be my biggest advice. I think they would find happiness in caring for seniors, because, I mean, I've been in it and it's all I know, and I've never wanted to do anything else.
And it seems that there's growth opportunities, there's ways that people can learn more.
Yeah, so a lot of our RAs, we put them through trainings. We have something called Arbor Grows. It helps them grow into new positions, so a RA can become a CNA. If someone wants to become a med tech, they can. We have mentor programs. We have several staff members who are in school, and we try to support them through school so that they can work while they go to school. But there's a lot of growth opportunity.
And I know we have a lot of resident care directors like yourself in the communities around Arbor who have started as a resident assistant and kind of moved into.
Well, I started as a memory care director, and then I moved into the role of the RCD shortly after I joined the company.
That movement and growth is always something to look out for.
Oh, yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's always great to talk to you, Tenishia, and to learn more about the gym levels and your role.
My pleasure.
So for those of you watching on the internet, hopefully you're watching it at seniorlivinglive.com. That is where plenty of stories like Tenishia's and others are available. We try to answer all of your questions about senior living and to give you a little bit of a glimpse of what it's like so that you can hopefully make the best decision for you, whether that's moving into a community or maybe coming to work at a senior living community like this one at the Lakeside at Amelia Island. Until next time, we will see you at seniorlivinglive.com. I'm Chris, and this is Tenishia. Have a great day.